ever been so close to giving up that you almost convinced yourself to stop trying, to walk away, to quit, because the world said you weren't enough, because your dreams felt too heavy, because everything you tried just didn't work? But what if I told you the difference between an ordinary life and an extraordinary one is simply this: you didn't give up. This is the story of a hero who refused to surrender, a story that could just as easily be your story. There was once a young man with fire in his eyes. He dreamed of changing the world, but the world didn't care. Every time he tried, he failed. Every door he knocked on closed. Every voice around him whispered, "You're not good enough." He faced rejection, humiliation, and endless silence. And one night, sitting under a flickering streetlight, drenched in rain, he whispered to himself, "Maybe this isn't meant for me." But somewhere deep inside, a small voice whispered back, soft yet unshakable, "Try once more." The next morning, he rose. No money, no luck, no applause. But he had something greater: heart. And heart is something you can't buy, can't fake, and can't destroy. He decided if he was going to fail, he would fail moving forward. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter became a legend. They could have quit, but they didn't. That's the real secret. Not talent, not luck, persistence. Back to our hero years past. The same people who laughed at him began to notice. He wasn't the same man anymore. He had scars, yes, but those scars glowed with strength. He had failed so many times that failure stopped scaring him. Every no pushed him closer to a yes. Every defeat sharpened his will. He learned something powerful. Heroes aren't born. They are forged in pain, polished by patience, empowered by purpose. Psychologists call this the grit factor. Research from the University of Pennsylvania found that people with grit, those who keep going long after the excitement fades, are twice as likely to reach their goals. Because grit is stronger than talent, stronger than intelligence, stronger than luck. When life says no, grit whispers, "Try again." Our hero finally succeeded. Not because he was the best, but because he was the last one standing. He realized something beautiful. The victory wasn't in the prize, but in the person he became. He turned pain into power, doubt into determination, defeat into destiny. And now I ask you, what if you are that hero? What if your story isn't over yet? What if your darkest moment is actually the beginning of your rise? Every time you fall, remember this: you're not starting from zero. You're starting from experience. The world doesn't need perfect people. It needs people who never give up. So when you feel tired, when the world says stop, when everything inside you screams to quit, remember this story. Remember every soul who made it, not because it was easy, but because they refused to surrender. Your time will come, your story will be told, and one day someone will look at you and say, "They made it because they never gave up." Because that's what heroes do. They fall 7 times and rise 8.